And welcome to the hiredgun podcast with your host, the hiredgun. First, like, subscribe, share. How you doing, yo? So I don't know if I did this the last time I was on, but I want to thank the new followers and subscribers. We still on the road to 100 subscribers. I got the most likes for not the episode, uh, the second to last episode I did. I got the most likes I ever got. So thank you again. Um, we own this. So we on the road to 100 subscribers, and we on the road to 100 episodes. So let's get it done. So this is going to be an early slash late video. I say late because of the fact that SmackDown was yesterday. I say early because it's 10:27. I got to get this out because of the fact that my niece's birthday is today. It's tomorrow, but the party's today, and I'm going to that party. And I don't know how I'm gonna be feeling when I come back. So, podcast today, morning podcast it is. So, SmackDown. So it was good to me. Okay, and it had some surprises in it. The crowd was still the crowd, live in action to this year Italy. Um, but it had some surprises because no one should have told me that we wasn't going to get Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins in the finals. No one should have told me different. No one should have told me different. All right. Now I told you before, I didn't know who was winning the swing. I he was winning. He was winning. Now, saying that, the qualifying match last night with the women's, didn't know who was winning. I mean, I didn't see Big Sexy winning that match. Well, she did, and it makes sense for her to win. It does. It. I thought JC Jane was gonna win, and like I thought she was. But Big Sexy makes sense. It makes sense. She makes sense. She makes sense because of the fact that she had some history with EO, and she's the one. And she was the last person who beat EO in a match when they swore it off. So that the Dom win was a big surprise to me. Like Damien Priest getting pinned tonight is not a surprise. I mean, I didn't see him winning either. Alright, Damien Priest. Alright, so but Dom winning is a surprise because two things can happen here now. Because Dom got to face over next. Now, two things that happened in that match. Over to just swatch Dom and swatch whoever comes. Like, there's no. So, if this was the old Judgment Day, when they had a big guy, they had some muscle, it'd be okay. It'd be a thing. I'm gonna have some backup. He has somewhat kind of backup. He will have Damian Priest. He have Finn. He have Carlito and JD. Right? He would have some strength in numbers back then. Right? Now this is JD. Like JD is Dom's muscle. Even if Finn was still there, that's not enough muscle. Which they did a parlay, not a parlay, like a promo entrance to Finn for SmackDown, and he's at the debut Monday. I don't think he's winning that match, but I don't think he's getting pinned either. Because what I think is gonna happen is I think Jay's gonna win that. Either Jay or LA Knight's winning that first round. All right, but so Dom to either win because Brock Lesnar interferes in that match, or put you on to the finals. And then that's when Brock interferes in that match. Because if Brock doesn't interfere in that match, Over's gonna win the whole tournament. I don't care who he got in the final. You know, but Dom winning is a surprise. Now, maybe like 3 years ago, there was rumors that they were gonna do Dom versus Brock back in the day, but it didn't happen because that lawsuit got in the way, and we didn't see Rock no more. Now, another big surprise. So I shouldn't be surprised by this with the whole Don winning, because why would you do Rock that Rock Ron Breaker versus Over on free TV, knowing that you're not gonna have a winner. Like you don't want to have a winner in that match. And you had people like me and everybody else looking at charts for that match. But it's the first time ever. That's a Honestly, that's a WrestleMania match, right? That's a SummerSlam match. So why would you do it on free TV? Because you wouldn't, and that's why they didn't do it. And you got some people mad about that happening and mad that they didn't do it. But why would you do it on free TV, knowing it got to be a winner? Right? Right? No. You don't do it on free TV, regardless of people who wanted to see it. Yes, do we want to see that match? Yes, but you don't want a bullshit win or a bullshit result out of that match. So you don't do it. Because either way, Dom can lose, right? And it's okay. And Oba can get destroyed by Rock for Dom to win, and it's okay. No one's gonna be mad about that. Well, I mean, and even if they are, they wouldn't be as mad as you got that happening with Brock versus. I mean, I had to say Brock with Braun versus Oba. And again, they were never gonna do that on free TV. None. Like, look, like we're getting Cody and Gunther on free TV because they already did it twice on the pay-per-view. Right? They were never gonna do Braun versus Over on free TV for the first time. It wasn't gonna happen. Right? Because if it did, it would have got a bullshit result. And I still would have been mad. But we also got Chad Gable on SmackDown. Now, at first, I thought they was gonna move him to SmackDown because because he was there. He took the trip from Mexico to Italy to be there. So did the Warriors, but that's another story. But Gable was there, and they all just wanted to talk to him, right? So you would think he was moving to SmackDown, but But then you seen him again talking to Ray Phoenix and apologizing for making a mockery of the luchador stuff, and Gable got a big pop, like a real big pop. So if we're gonna do something with Gable, now's the time. Like now's the time. Now, I will put him on SmackDown because it's an easier route to the United States Championship. It's an easier route to the WWE Championship because he's not going to be heavyweight champion while Roman's here. Now he could fight Penta for the IC title on Raw, which is probably going to happen because Chad is from Minnesota. SummerSlam's in Minnesota, so Chad's probably gonna fight Penta for the IC title. That's probably gonna happen. Like that's if he stays on Raw. Like 9 times out of 10, he's going to get he's gonna get into contingent, and well, he's gonna get in the IC title picture. Now, whether it's Penta or Ethan Page he fights, who knows? Who knows? But Chad Gable will be in the IC title picture very soon. Now, whether Penta has the belt or Ethan Page has the belt, who knows? And this means Ethan Page is going to be um, a like a short term IC champion if Ethan Page wins, and that can happen. So, um, but but like I said, if we're gonna push Chad Gable, now's the time. Just like Triple H from the push Kaiser to the moon, it's time to push. It's time to push Chad. Again, he can't. If he's on Raw, he's not gonna be World Heavyweight Champion no time soon. He's not. He's not. Would he have good matches? Will he have great matches? Yes to both. Right, but he's not winning that belt. At least not right now. So the picture, the goal is to strap him to the moon and get him the IC title and let him have great 5-star matches with people. All right. So whether it's Ethan Page or whether it's Penta, they're gonna lose to Gable. Like it has to happen now. It has to. Did you hear that? And we're gonna get him a serious character, and not that goofball shit. All right. Like now he shows you that he can do that stuff. All right, and that's good because Kurt can do that stuff, and that's good. Like Chad Gable is like now. Let's take height away from this, right? Let's just take the height away from this, right? But Chad Gable is the closest thing to Kurt Angle that they have in WWE right now. Their closest thing, male wise, because female wise, you got it in NXT. All right, you got it in NXT. I know who I'm talking about. Kendall. All right. But male wise, Chad Gable's been the closest thing to Kurt Angle since day one. He should have been Kurt Angle's son, and not the other guy who can't even wrestle no more. All right, but and I understand why they did it, but still, if we put up with Chad Gable, now is the time. You have the fanfare. Alright, you have the hype for him now. Alright, and it's just time. You need Chad Gable to be a serious character. You need Chad Gable to be the guy he's always been. Not the jobber. Not the side piece. No. You need him to be a main character now. And you need to push him. Like just push him to the he deserved before he put that mask on, he deserved the IC title. Like an IC title run. And most definitely now he deserves the IC title run. And again, if he stays on Raw, he's not gonna be heavyweight champion right now. That has Roman has to go away for that to happen. And even then, it's rough because you got Oprah, you got Braun Breaker, You have Seth still there, so it's still rough for him. I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't be rough on SmackDown, because it's still rough. Because you got Cody, you got Gunther, you got Drew McIntyre. Alright, so it's tough. Then, and again, it's an easier picture for him to go for the United States title than the IC title. But I can see him winning the IC title. I can. But but it looked like they might do Sammy versus Gable first, and that can work, and they have a great match. But it also looked like we're getting two triple threat matches. Both one on SmackDown. Both on SmackDown. Both on SmackDown. Alright, it looked like we might get Trick versus Carmelo versus Ricky Saint. Alright? And then it looked like we're gonna get Gunther versus Cody versus Sammy. Now in 2 weeks we get a title match. Gunther versus Cody. Alright? Because Gunther came on TV and he was mad. And he was pissed. Right? And he wanted a rematch. And Cody came out and he granted him the rematch. And then Sammy came out and fucked it all up. And the reason I think we're getting a triple threat match with those three, is because of the fact that Sammy's mad over in Saudi. Right? He's mad over. Right? That doesn't mean he's gonna win the title, but we can do a 3-way and Sammy can get pinned. And that way Gunther doesn't have to pin Cody. And then we can keep going with Cody versus Gunther afterwards. But it's a way to get the belt on Gunther without pinning Cody. You know? Or, Cody can pin Sammy. Either way, Sammy's not winning. Like, he's not. He's not. But, and then the Trick and Mello, and now I don't think we get into a threat match at the pay-per-view. If we do, we do. But, like, the Trick, Mello, and Ricky Saint, so Ricky Saint and Mello had a match, and it was a good match. Now I knew eventually Ricky was gonna get a win over Mello. Now what should have happened was Mello should have won last week too, for the count out, but they did a double count out instead. And they had a good match. I think the first match they had, well, not the very first match, but the match last week was better than this match. But it was still a good match. This match was still match of the night. Like it was. And then, Chelsea, let me talk about her right quick. She lost to Last Legend, but last week she beat, with help, but she beat Nia Jax. See, listen, can we just push Chelsea and not give it this 50-50 booking? Can we just push her? Can we just push her and give her some wins over talent? Whether it's Nia Jax, whether it's Last Legend, or whether it's, and I get it, like you don't want Chelsea to beat everybody, but she needs some credible wins. Now last week she got a credible, even I don't care how she got the win. She beat Nia Jax. She beat a former women's champion. Okay, all right. So she beat Nia Jax, and then she lost the Last Legend. Well, Last Legend, she got a win. Was it? I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but she got a win over on main event. And main event, they be trying to be credible with these wins that they be getting on main event, because they see some of these females a lot more, and guys a lot more. Like the guys who who don't get TV time and stuff, so they be adding up their wins and stuff. And Leslie has been on that, and she beat, who did she beat? Oh, she beat Jordan Grace, which, look, it's sad what they're doing with Jordan Grace right now. Now, point granted, she got hurt, and then she's been back, and she just gotta recover from what was happening with her. Because she went from having a title match to being on main event. Nah, everybody gets on main event eventually, so still, but we haven't seen her on TV in a minute. But again, she got hurt, and whatever plans they had for her back then, they don't have for her right now. All right, so, but can we please not give Chelsea Green 50-50 booking? Let her go on the run with some wins. All right, and like she should be like this because you're not pushing like that. I can understand if you were, but you're not. Because Last Legends in a tag team with Nia Jax, and eventually you're gonna put Chelsea Green, even though it's gonna be a short term thing with her, like you're gonna push Chelsea Green with Tiffany, and Tiffany turns on Chelsea Green, and Tiffany becomes a full blown heel, which she should have been in the first place. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. So, eventually I'm gonna be right about this, right? Because Maurice Keith lost to one of the Thomas brothers. That's the best way I can put it. He lost to one of the Thomas brothers, right? And Solo's still trying to recruit him into the family. That's gonna happen. Me and Carter talked about this the other day, and a couple of weeks ago, and he was telling me what's the story in it. How's that new sense? He's not a Samoan. Okay. The Tongas are not part of that bloodline either, but they're there. But since the firing of some of the MFTs, the Solo needs another member, especially if they're going to do this whole family feud thing with Roman, which that's gonna happen. So Solo needs another partner. He needs another guy. First, he's going with them, especially after what happened last night with Damian Priest saving Truth and feeding Rich Teeth to the wolves. So that's what happened. Now, do we get a match with Rich Teeth and Damian Priest? Yes, that's definitely gonna happen. That's definitely gonna happen, especially on what happened last night. Now, does Royce Keith turn on Damian Priest afterwards? Yeah, I can see it. I can see it. I can definitely see it. I can definitely see that happening. But SmackDown was decent. And the crowd, like a good crowd will always make a mid-show better. No, but the surprises made the show better too, because again, no one could have told me anything different about Braun and Seth meeting the fight. Now, did it make me a little hesitant? No, not even, because even though we got the Braun versus Seth Monday, and Seth won, they would have been tied up 1-1. I mean, they would have been tied up 1-1, right? Right. So, like, even though that happened, and who knows, we probably won't get Seth. Alright, because I'm saying Seth gonna win his qualifying match, but who's to say Braun doesn't interfere in that match and take out stuff? You know, because that could happen. That could definitely happen. But we just have to see what happens Monday. So Monday, y'all see me Tuesday. Y'all see me Tuesday because Monday's another early show. Like 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 next week, depending on where they at Friday. Depending on where they at Friday, because like I said, Monday's an early show, but the boys still over there. Nah, they come back to the station next week or the week after, because Cody said they in Kansas in 2 weeks. All right, so they're back in the station 2 weeks. So after that, who knows? All right, but uh, maybe Monday. No, y'all see me Tuesday because Raw will be on Tuesday. But I'm gonna end the show with that. Make sure you got like, subscribe, share. Make sure you gotta watch wrestling. Make sure you gotta watch E-Feds, New Breed. Um, I want to give a shout out to my little niece Grace. Happy birthday, love you. This is the High Gun podcast. Love y'all. I'm out.